Right. Well, here we are. What we've done is we've realised that we've recorded an episode of our new podcast, which is called Track Limits Podcast. And when we recorded it, we just started talking and didn't tell anybody anything about us. So we thought we'd do a little preview so that you know who we are.
Yeah, good point. Who are we? What is the Track Limits Team podcast?
I'd say that first and foremost, we are friends.
Friends?
We are friendos with very similar interests.
We're friends. We all went to university at Leicester.
Leicester University, yes. If you prick us, we all bleed gear oil.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing we all have in common.
Which brand?
Oh, no, that's getting...
Castrol?
Has to be Castrol GTX,
It's got to be
isn't it?
Castrol, yeah.
I don't know, I think I might be a Pennzoil man myself.
Ooh, Pennzoil. Going back to your JGTC days.
Oh yes, JGTC.
Deval is our resident in-house GT whiz. Anything GT racing, Deval is the man.
I am.
So that is a little bit of a background on Deval. Deval fell in love with motorsport actually from watching the GT1 era.
Yes, it was, if I remember distinctly, it was round 5 Navarra, 2011. I remember the Matek 4 GT's front falling off. And that was it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch this next week. And then one day I just couldn't find them on the TV anymore. So I just looked on YouTube and the whole world was there. And that was it.
Yeah. If you guys ever come across Deval's photography page at @IofDeval on Instagram, make sure you follow and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
He does some awesome coverage of things motorsport and things outside of motorsport as well. But you know, just a true gem of GT racing.
Yes.
How did you get into motorsport, Dom? I don't think I've ever asked you that before.
No, that's a bit of a strange case. My parents were going out together, dating back in Barbados, and they used to race together before they got married. So it was only natural that I ended up in a motorsport family. And then after coming here to England to study engineering, meeting you guys and starting racing, then it just elevated from there. Do a bit of rallying myself, a bit of marshalling, a bit of scrutineering, and yeah, basically your resident rally expert. So all things WRC and rallying is my forte and my passion. And people call me the rally man because that's my go-to.
You are the rally man.
the rally man in the flesh, yes. Yeah. And so that is in a nutshell my background. And what about you, Phil? I know you're an avid F1 freak.
I am. It's quite boring, isn't it? Really. You say motorsport, people think F1, and that's me.
No, but you're a bit different to most F1 fans. What's your favorite era of F1 again?
Oh, it's got to be James Hunt days, isn't it? Classic.
You're
where
gonna
you
say
could
that, yeah.
drink a beer and then get in the car and race.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah. I feel with me, I was born into not a motor racing family. I was born into a family that likes cars. My dad likes cars, but he doesn't drive them particularly quickly. Don't really see why that's a thing, but there we are. He's always been into working on cars, so I've always been around cars.
Mm-hmm.
Despite having a dad who knows his way through a car like the back of his hand, I have literally no technical know-how at all. And
I'm pretty sure that there's some funny stories behind that, because I know you're an avid karter, but a historic karter.
I do. I am.
Yes, historic go-karts is quite big across UK now, isn't it, Phil?
It's growing.
Yeah.
They're cheaper. That's one thing. Unless you keep blowing up the engines. But there we are.
That's a story for another episode.
Yeah. Anyway, I was always around cars growing up, going to racing events like hill climbs and sprints and gymkhanas and things, mainly because my dad was part of the organising crew for those things. So it's not a track racing background, but I set myself a New Year's resolution once. I think it was 2015. I just woke up on New Year's Day and I'm going to watch Formula One this year. And it was as simple as that. And ever since then, I've been in love with it. Not a day goes by where I don't think of it.
Of course.
So
it's almost like once the bug has bitten, as with Deval and myself, it's just you can't really shake it. I think that's what I think that's the best way to describe us. And this whole show, Track Limits, the podcast, is because the bug has bitten and
It's
we
an
just
outlet,
can't shake it.
isn't it? It's an outlet for us to talk about
Yeah.
what we love, and if anyone wants to listen, then they can.
Perfect.